So in this video, we're going to be given a graph, and then we're going to write the inequality that's associated with that graph. And so we're going to deal with conjunctions, but we're also going to deal with disjunction. So conjunction, the word and comes to mind. Okay, it's joined, meaning both must be true. Okay, so conjunctions are and statements. Okay, disjunction would be an or. Okay, so instead of and, it's or. And it's a disjoint. And whenever instead of having both true, it's at least one is true. Okay, at least one is true. All right. So let's take a picture. So we've got a graph, and it goes from -3 to 2. And so this is the shaded region right here, and I want to turn it into a inequality. All right, so let's see. X lives in this range here. So X is stuck between two numbers. This is between. What's it between? It's between -3 and 2. Okay, it's between -3 and 2. So what does that mean? To do this, X is greater than -3, okay? But it's also less than 2. All right, so it's also less than 2. So where is it true for both? It's true for both, where it overlaps there. So X is between -3 and 2. This is how I would write this right here. If you had to write it as 2, okay, you could write it as this first part first, so -3, and then that's less than X, and then that second part is from here to here, right? That's X is less than 2. So I like to write my variable first, okay? So this would be my answer split up as 2 inequalities. That compound with the and in the middle, it's where it's overlapping, okay? Overlaps. Only place it overlaps is from -3 to 2, okay? Let's try another graph. So go from 6 to 24. And it's all the X in between. So that tells me that X is between 6 and 24. Since there's a bracket here, I'm going to use the bar underneath. So X is greater than or equal to 6. But then over here, I've got the parentheses, so X is less than 24, okay? So if I broke this up into 2, that'd be 6 less than or equal to X and X less than 24. So writing X first, X is greater than or equal to 6 and X is less than 24, okay? So that would be how I would write it, as 2 inequalities put together. All right, so interval notation, 6 to 24. All right, let's try another one. Say I have the scenario I've got from -3 to 2, okay? And then out to infinity, and then -infinity this way. So I'm graphing here, and I'm graphing here. Okay, now if this is an and statement, it's a conjunction, and then what is my graph? Well, it's true here, but it's not true there. This one's not true here, but it's true here. So where are they both true? Looks like they're both true here and here. This one's true here, but it's not true there. And it's not true there, and it's not true there. So where does it work? Where's the only place that we're going to shade? We're only shading out this way where it's true for both of them for the and conjunction. Okay? And so what is this going to be? It's going to be x values that are greater than 2. Right? So if you looked at this and you're going to graph this one and this one, okay, that statement would be x is greater than -3 and x is greater than 2, okay? But if and is the statement, that means both must be true. Well, by golly, guys, if we are greater than 2, are we greater than -3 automatically? Yeah, I think so. If we are over here, we're definitely bigger than over there, right? So this is a little bit redundant, and so we simplify it to that right there, okay? So this and becomes just a single linear inequality there, okay? Now, say you had the scenario where it's like -3 and 5, and so I've got a graph from here this way and a graph from here that way. Okay, how do I do this? And this is an and. Once again, all these are and conjunctions. So this would be x. Well, x is what? X is less than -3, and x is, well, over here, it's greater than or equal to 5. So is there a number that's both greater than or equal to 5 and at the same time less than -3? There's no number where both of those are true. We don't see any overlaps, okay? So this can never be true at the same time. Therefore, that's a contradiction. A contradiction, okay, right? This is no solution. It's never true. That's a contradiction. Okay, so no solution. You put the line, a circle with a line through it. That's fine too for the empty set. Okay, so a contradiction is what's going on there. Now, if we change that wording to say or, the whole problem changes. Okay, so the whole problem changes. So now let's take our number line and let's go from -3 to 6. So now we're going to deal with disjunctions. Okay, so values that are less than or equal to -3 and greater than 6. Okay, so disjunction is an or, not an and. That means at least one of them is true. At least one. Doesn't have to be both, just at least one of them is true. So this is represented by x is less than -3, less than or equal to because it's a bracket. And then this over here, this is x is greater than 6, greater than because you've got the parentheses going there. Okay? And then I have an or in the middle here. So where is this true for? Well, since it's at least one, when it's true for one, it's true, period, right? And so I've shade in here, and then over here, shade in, I go this way. So it's true here. It's not true there, it's not true there, but it's true there, right? And it's not true in the middle, and that's the only place we don't shade is in the middle. Okay? So my answer is right here. It's my or. Okay, let me do one more of these ors. So the last scenario you might run into with an or, so you had like a 2 and a 9. So with this one, maybe we have a bracket here and then parentheses going this way. Okay? So how do I write this? With an or, so this would be x is greater than or equal to 2, or x is greater than 9. So what does this equal? Okay, so where's it true? It's true here, and it's true here. It's not true over here, but it's not true over there. So for sure, that's not going to work. It's not true for either one of those. However, we are true here, so that's good enough to make it work here. And then we're doubly true here, so we're for sure true going that way. So what does this turn into? This turns into x greater than or equal to 2, referencing that green shaded part right here. That's what is going on here. Going out to infinity. Okay? And bracket at the 2. All right? So a little bit different than and, okay? Both have to be true for and. With the or, only one of them has to be true for it to be true, okay? So at least one is true there, and so that would be your final answer there.